Good evening, friends. The topic which I have selected for today's presentation is roles of hospital administrators. So the roles of the hospital administrators are almost same in all kind of organizations, whether it is a service organizations, a charitable institutions, or in a production industry. The roles of the administrator will remain the same. Administrators are basically the top level managers, what we call as administrative management, and the roles which the Mintzberg has classified are given as informational roles. Informational roles means he has got roles relating to processing of the information. One is recipient roles. As a recipient, the administrator has to receive information from all sources to make it beautiful resource. He has to process this information into meaningful manner and so that the output is generated effectively. So as a recipient of the recipient role, the administrator has to receive all kinds of information from down the line, from the parallel organizations, from above in the hierarchy, and he has to process this information, and after processing this information he has to disseminate this information to all user units. The user units may be the subordinate units of the hospital organization, or in that case it can be any other organization also, and also the user units can be other units parallel to the organizations. And after disseminating this information, the hospital administrator has to perform the role of the spokesperson. If he is required to disseminate this information or to provide this information to other agencies, like say for example in media. So if some information is to be provided to the media, it is to be provided in a formal manner by the administrator only. So he has to perform as a role of the spokesperson. So whatever he is speaking to the press will be called as if it is the voice of the organization, and he is just a spokesperson of the organization and he is disseminating this information to them. And then another kind of role is the decision making role. So decision making role means as an administrator he has to make decisions, and the decision making roles have been classified by Mintzberg into entrepreneur roles. Entrepreneur, who is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur may not have any resource, but he has the ability of gathering the resources from all over the environment and to have a vision where he wants to go into the future. The visionary or the visionary leader has got the important role of as an entrepreneur, because he has to lead the organization into the future. Say for example, our Prime Minister has a vision to reach to 2047. He wants to see a bigger picture of India in the 2047. Similarly, in each and every administrator of the organization has to see a bigger picture or the future picture of the organization. So it's the role of the administrator. Another role which is very important for the administrator is disturbance handling. On many occasions there are disturbances in the organization. It is not that all the time the show will run very smoothly. Sometimes all of a sudden there is some disturbance. A patient dies in the casualty department, a patient may die in the operation theatre, or there are some issues relating to the discriminatory treatment of the patient. And nowadays you see the masses have become intolerant. So there are a lot of conflicts between the different groups in the hospital and the hospital groups, as well as the groups outside the hospital also, like the public. We have seen so many news in the news in the media that there are conflicts of severe nature in the hospital organizations between the people from the outside world and people from the hospital itself. And the hospital manpower, like the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, they are having so much unrest, they threaten to go for a strike. So in such circumstances, the administrator's role is to handle that disturbance and to, to pacify the conflict between the different groups in the hospital as well as the conflicting groups in hospital and outside the hospital. So he has to work a disturbance handler. It's a very important role in nowadays scenario. And then the resource allocator. See, whatever funds are available in the organizations, whatever manpower is deployed in the organizations, whatever material supplies are in the organizations, the equipment supplies, the material supplies, and different kinds of resources which are at the disposal of the administrator, he has to distribute or he has to allocate these resources into different subunits very judiciously. And that becomes, that shows the effectiveness and efficiency of the administrator also, the how beautifully the resources are allocated to different units and how the resources are not going to the wasteful expenditure. So the important role of the administrator is the resource as a resource allocator. And then the negotiator roles. There are so many occasions when we have to go for bipartite agreements, tripartite agreements, we have to go for joint ventures, we have to go for public-private partnership. So in that case, we have to negotiate with different agencies. We have to negotiate in the tendering system also. Sometimes we have to negotiate for this L1 tenderer. So that role is also of the administrator. Very important role nowadays. And then another important group of roles is the interpersonal roles. He has to act like a figurehead role. In certain ceremonial functions, like he has to go for ribbon cutting ceremony, he has to go for launching of some project or program in the hospital or outside the organizations. So in these cases, he is going there as a ceremonial head. He is representing the organization because each and every person cannot go there. So if the administrator is going, it shows that he is going on behalf of the organization. Like if our Prime Minister is visiting abroad, whole country is visiting abroad because he is representing our country. So that becomes a ceremonial duty of the administrator. Then the leadership role. The main role of the administrator is to lead the organization, to lead the people, to lead the workforce, and to motivate the employees by so many different leadership styles. And then there is liaison role. Liaison role means he has to make relationship, liaising with the external agencies. Sometimes the government setup, the administrator has to make liaising with the people in the Department of Personnel, people in the Finance Ministry, parliamentarians, and people in the outside world. So different agencies, and in private agencies also, like the administrator has to make a liaising with the suppliers, liaising with the manufacturers, liaising with the pharmaceutical industries, liaising with the suppliers of the equipments. It is not in a bad manner, but liaising is an effective manner. He has to make liaising so that at bad times he is able to administer things effectively. Like in COVID period, those administrators who had good relationship with the agencies, good relationship with the suppliers, they could work effectively. So these are some of the examples of the different roles of the organizations. I hope I am able to explain things in a brief manner, and I will expect the critical review also from the readers, from the audience, and I will be thanking you if I get some feedback on this so that I may improve this kind of presentation in future. Thank you very much.